Hey everybody, we are nearing the end of phase one of the class, and so we are kind of looking at where we want to go next with this thing. We have the ability to scan people in, and we could, do things like classrooms where you could have something like this. You could build it out so it would work for an entire school. You could involve parents where you have pickups. You could add pictures to accounts, and if you're doing something like a nursery, you might want to have the picture of the student, the picture of the parents, who's allowed to pick them up. There's a lot of different things like that that we could add. I don't know that it would help you learn more PHP. We just have to. I think the best way to learn PHP is to do something you're interested in. So maybe as we keep commenting through what we're going to do, obviously our snack shop is very generic, and this is pretty generic too. But this simple one, you can do stuff like you can search for like for chocolate, and you'll get your different chocolate items in here, and so you can add them here, and you can. I can come back and remove it off, and I can say, let's see if I try flour. Yeah, so flour, Alaska, wildflower seeds. You can add those things in here. You can manually add something like $5, and you can say hug. So you can add these things, or you could actually use the barcode scanner to scan the items, and you would be able to manage inventory. I think there's buttons and stuff like that to manage inventory. Where you would come in here and let's see. I don't think I have any. I think you have to search. No, yeah. So you would need to actually have a barcode thing there. But if you scan a barcode, it would automatically add the item to your inventory and all that kind of stuff. So there's different things that we could do to expand the product. But I want to do basically what you guys find helpful. So if we come back to our smart scan thing. I thought of one other quick thing we could do just for the fun of it. So we have this check balance thing here. Let's change that to a $sign instead of the bank. And the reason for that is that let's see here, what is a check balance? Let's bring this full screen. Check balance. So right now it's FA bank. We're going to change it to FA dollar. And the reason for that is we're going to take another one of these cards, and I'm going to just show you something kind of interesting here. If I put this one up here where only managers can see it, and I paste it, I can come back here to the bank. And then what I can do is I'm going to write cash on hand. And then we're going to do something different here. We're going to put just the pound symbol instead of actually putting a link in there. And this will mean that you can click on that, but it's not going to take you anywhere. And so we'll go ahead and delete this out. And let's refresh the page and see what we have. So if I refresh the page, we have cash on hand and then check balance here. So there's nothing down here. So if we go into the database and we look at our students, we can actually go through there and do the same thing that we did with the other one, except we can add up how much of this money that we have on hand. And so if we come up here to the top, let's say we're going to change a few of these variables, but we can say cash equals, and then let's select the word that we used in the students table as balance from students, and then we don't need a where clause because we're just going to select it from everybody. And then what we'll say is we'll say CB for cash balance, and then we'll say for each cash as C, and then we're going to do the same thing. CB equals CB plus C right arrow balance. Now I probably should have used the same terms on these, but we're just kind of building it on the fly. So we have that right there where we've added them up, and then we're just going to go right down here and try to see if it works. So if I do cash on hand, I would do PHP tags, and then I would say echo money CB. That's the cash balance that we just added up. And then we'll say on hand. Now let's save it come over here and refresh the page, and all of a sudden we have a total of how much cash we have on hand. Now, one thing I don't know if I mentioned before is you saw me using that number format, and then over here I just, rather than doing the this equals number format and that, the reason why I don't do that when I'm putting it in the database is because the money function automatically puts the dollar sign on the beginning. So if you notice, like nowhere in here did I add a dollar sign. It just comes right out with the money thing, and so you don't want to store the dollar sign in the database. So we just made a simple thing there to add up all the cash that we have on hand. If you click it, it's not going to actually go anywhere, and we might decide to make it go somewhere, but that's for a different video. So I know this has been a short video, but I feel like this is a good stopping point rather than starting some big other project in this video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.